Thank you. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Thank you very much indeed for attending this morning, this virtual meeting of my Children's Services and Young People's Decision Day. This meeting is being webcast via the County Council website and via YouTube. Can I ask if we've got any deputations at all this morning?
No deputations today, Councillor Stallard.
Oh, thank you very much. In that case, we simply have one item on the agenda today, and that's the COVID Winter Grant Scheme. And I'd like to introduce to you Assistant Director Suzanne Smith. And Suzanne, could I ask you please to give us a very brief outline of the background leading to and the contents of this paper? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stallard. So the report in front of us today seeks approval for further grant awards from the remaining COVID winter grant monies awarded to us by central government. Central government made available £2.89 million to Hampshire County Council to support households and families over this winter season, particularly with food and fuel payments. You took a decision on the 30th of November that saw £1.8 million worth of our grant allocated out to schools, early years providers and colleges to support families with children with their food bills this winter. And vouchers are already being distributed by schools as a result of that decision. This report sets out an 8 further recommendations for initiatives under what we are calling our Connect for Communities programme. That's the programme of work that we are delivering with the winter grant monies. And I'll talk you through those briefly now. So the first recommendation is to make available up to £30,000 for us to provide a £20 grocery voucher to all Hampshire care leavers who haven't already been allocated a voucher under the free school meal scheme that you approved on the 30th of November. We believe that 1,900 care leavers will benefit from that scheme, and we plan to issue those vouchers in January. And the reason for that is that we have a well-established care leavers gift scheme for Christmas, which already includes a voucher. So we thought it would be nice for those care leavers to get a kind of financial boost in January rather than for Christmas. The second recommendation seeks approval for a grant award of up to £6,000 to the Hampshire Young Carers Alliance. They are our commissioned young carers service, and they will use that funding to provide kind of food hampers and Christmas treats for care leavers across Hampshire. Many care leavers have also received funding via the voucher scheme that we've already put in place. The next recommendation seeks approval to provide a grant of up to £100,000 to Citizens Advice, and that money will be used to support households and individuals with fuel bills this winter. The next recommendation seeks approval for the purchase of £75,000 worth of vouchers. They will be both grocery and food vouchers, and we'll be issuing those to frontline agencies, including Children's Social Care, health visitors and domestic abuse charities, to provide that direct support to vulnerable families that they are working with. The next approval seeks permission to open an application process for organisations who wish to work with us for February half term to provide a holiday and activities and food scheme similar to the Connect for Summer scheme that we ran this past summer. We'll come back to a further decision day to set out the exact amounts that we would like to award to each individual organisation, but we need to start the planning for that process fairly shortly. The next recommendation seeks approval of up to £312,000 worth of funding to provide community pantries, at least one community pantry in each district of Hampshire. Where pantries already exist, we will use our funding to provide additional food supplies and prepaid fuel vouchers. And where pantries don't exist or there is a need for a second one, we will use the funding to help that to become established. The next recommendation is to open today a £100,000 community grant programme where local organisations, community, charity and voluntary sector organisations can seek financial support by way of a grant to provide support in their local community. And the final recommendation is simply to seek approval for, we've calculated all of the different grant awards on the basis of the best data that we've got available, but we can't be absolutely sure about the demand for different types of services. So the final recommendation simply seeks approval for delegated authority to be given to Steve as the Director of Children's Services to reallocate any underutilised funding to more utilised parts of the programme. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. That's very helpful, and I'm sure it will be especially helpful for those people who might be watching this on YouTube or on the webcast. I don't wish to put you on the spot, Erica, but from a financial point of view, is there any comment that you wish to make?
No, we've got a process in place. Obviously, there are restrictions on the allocations that you can make, but there's a process in place to verify that, because it will be audited, and we'll need to make a grant claim at some point.
So you're content that the procedures are in place and that all the figures are okay?
Yes.
Lovely, thank you very much. Councillor Chad, did you wish to make a comment or a question?
I need to say that, I think the work that's been done is absolutely amazing, and just thank you. I think it'd be great for our communities.
I agree with you, but I'll come back to that. I don't know, is Steve Crocker here this morning?
Certainly am, Chair.
Oh, good morning, Steve. I can't see you on my screen.
Oh, right, okay.
Did you want to say a few words at all?
Well, I probably should move about more so that the camera becomes active.
Okay.
But anyway, no, I think you've got a really comprehensive scheme before you, which we would hope would reach all of the children that might be in need. I think we've got a baseline in place through the vouchers that you've put in place a week ago, and this really should round out the programme, and I'm really optimistic that this will reach all the families in need that we need to.
Thank you very much. I know she's not present at the meeting this morning, but I did receive an email from Councillor Porter, Jackie Porter, who is the shadow member for Children's Services and Young People, and she has given the recommendations for wholehearted support, so that's rather nice to know. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody before I go on to agree the recommendations, because especially Suzanne and her team, and I know that they have been working fantastically hard for many months now, not just on this, but on other COVID-related things as well. And I think it's a great example, Suzanne, of how partnerships can work together and pull together, especially like this in times of urgent need. So thank you, and I hope you'll pass on my thanks to everyone concerned.
I will do, thank you.
But if I can, does anyone wish to raise any more questions or any points? Right, that being the case, I will turn to the recommendations. As Suzanne's already said, there are indeed 8 recommendations. I won't go through them all because Suzanne has already done that, except to say that I will agree all the recommendations unanimously, and I'm very pleased to do so. I think it's a superb scheme. It's an excellent scheme, made possible by the hard work of many, many people, so thanks to all of those. And I know that the young people who will be on the receiving end of this and their families will very, very much appreciate this lovely Christmas package coming towards them at this time of year. So well done to everybody concerned. I think we can now ask for the webcast to be stopped.